I'm making up a backpacking package of my chicken noodle soup. Here in the bowl we have a half a package of ramen noodles that I've broken into some little, chunks about like that so they'll fit in my cooking vessel. Then I've got a half a pack of the chicken bouillon flavor left. I've got some black pepper, some cayenne pepper, some celery salt, seal a meal bag that's been sealed down the middle. Now this is a mixture of dried vegetables that I do myself. And it's got onions, green onions, garlic, carrot, celery, bean sprouts, red pepper, and cabbage in there. So to assemble this, I'm going to take one of the halves and I'm going to put in a 1/4 cup of my vegetable mix, add a 1/4 teaspoon of celery salt, about an 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I'm going to add in the rest of the half pack of the chicken flavoring from the ramen noodles. I'm going to add in a scant 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Now into the other side here, I'm just going to pack my ramen noodles. And that's pretty much it. So it's late morning on a Friday and I don't really have anything to do until early afternoon or so. I've got a little time to kill. And there's a wildlife area up here that I'd kind of like to check out. I've never really been through there. I think I'm going to venture off trail a bit here. Got a nice little turkey buzzard probably flying over there, at least that's what it looks like. Nice to take a little break during the day, go out for a little adventure. Found a neat little game trail here. Might try to follow this and see what they're up to. Not sure what that sign's supposed to say. It's followed the game trail up the hill here, and it's kind of, on the edge of this big prairie area, so I'm sure whatever they were trying to tell me at one point, they were burning this off and got the sign too. So I came through, some little brush on the upside of the hill and have a nice new prairie to walk through. Probably a river down that way. There's a coyote running out that way. Scared him up. It's big for a coyote though. I wonder what the heck. Well, that's definitely not a turkey buzzard. Looks like it's some sort of a predator. In this area we have a lot of red-tailed hawks, and he's kind of flying like one, but he's not really close enough for me to identify positively. A couple more weeks also, we'll be in morel mushroom season, so I'm gonna sneak back this way, maybe walk through some of these areas and see what there is to see. I've had pretty good luck last few years with my morels. They tend to like these kind of boggy areas like this. Got a little creek here. It's probably, my guess is it's probably running that way to go down to the river. I think I'm going to follow it, and or at least follow close to it and see what's down there. This is a little bigger one. Got a nice little crossing here. It looks pretty well reused and recently used. Probably a good place for me to cross and check out what's over there. See a naughty hunter's been up here. There's a deer stand in the tree over there. This would be a good spot with it being right there, and deer trails coming right through here, edge of the clearing. Saw some bedding areas up that way. That's a good stand. These kind of curly looking scrub bushes up ahead of me are, I think that's sumac, and that's really typical for the woods in Iowa. In the fall, they get really bright red foliage on them, and when I start seeing that, I know it's time to do some hunting and stuff. Okay, so I was right. Kind of loosely following that first stream down. I found the riverbanks here, and this is looking like a nice sheltered place to fire up Mr. Hobo for some lunch. You can see on that tree there, a beaver was at work at one point in this area. So I found a little sandy area here right along the bank of the river. Looks like an okay place to have a little lunch here. I'd kind of like to find a flat rock, and there's plenty of it on the other side of this creek, but I don't really feel like crossing that just to find a flat rock to put Mr. Hobo on. So I'm going to set up right here. Some of you purists will probably freak out because I'm carrying everything in plastic bags, but you know, I didn't have a bag in the car today and I still felt like going out, so I found a couple plastic bags and I'm just using that. You know, they don't rarely give you a choice anymore at the grocery store whether you want paper or plastic, and so I figure the least I can do is like use it for more than one thing. So I've got all my stuff laid out. I dug a little pit in the sand for the stove. I've got a chicken and ramen noodles deal here. I've got my little windshield, which is helpful today because it's a little windy out. The way I plan this noodle soup out is that it should rehydrate in 1.5 cups of water. So what I'll do is just fill this halfway up, and that'll give us 1.5 cups in this bad boy. Make some tasty lunch. Find me a spoon here. Put about 1 ounce of fuel in there. You know, that's probably going to be... Alright, put the soup on. Hopefully that'll stay lit here. Now we just have to hurry up and wait for the water to boil. This is the fun part. This is starting to smell good. Not quite boiling yet, but we're simmering, so I'm going to go ahead and add my noodles here. So getting about done there. The noodles are getting softer. Won't be long and this will be done. So why go to the trouble of doing this with a cheap-ass, less than $5 stove? Well, you know, I've got expensive camping stuff. I've got titanium stoves. I've got all kinds of crazy gadgets, and it doesn't make me get out anymore. So something like this I can just throw in the car and go out and have a little adventure in the middle of the day, and nice meal, and it doesn't really cost anything, or costs very little. It's more just to show that you can go out and have a good time and get out of doors, and you don't have to spend a bunch of money to do it. And today, my little stove, I got to see a coyote, I saw a bunch of birds, I had a nice hike in the woods, and I'm about to eat some delicious soup here, and that's pretty good thing, you know.